morning everybody formally, and the purpose of this workshop, as I understand it, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, is basically to reorient you towards what is marketing management and get a very good overview of the territory of marketing management as such. Of course, the 4 hours that we are going to spend today and the 4 hours we are going to spend on the next day, that is next Saturday, would not of course allow us to explore the topic in more detail, but it would definitely give us an overview of the entire topic, understand the territory of marketing management, and more importantly be able to express in simpler language what concepts probably you all have already gone through in the books. And I would sincerely encourage an interactive session wherein you feel free to interrupt me anytime. If I am using jargon, please stop me, because the purpose is not to use jargon. The purpose is not to write another textbook. The purpose is to understand in simpler language what the topic is all about. So whenever you feel that that particular topic, whether you have studied before and you've not understood it, or the way we are trying to deal with it, the examples are not clear, you can feel free to interrupt. Sometimes if you are not feeling free to interrupt at that time, you can just jot it down so that at the end of the discussion after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you are able to intervene, make a point, and you are encouraged to basically make it interactive, because marketing is all about, in fact any subject of management is all about communication. Okay, so you need to be able to communicate in your own words what the subject is all about. Now, since the topic given is marketing management, thing is that I'm also presuming that you are going to go for your summer internship and all, and the questions that are going to be asked are very simple questions. Okay, I recall during my engineering, when in the final year the questions are asked, they don't ask very difficult questions. They don't ask you to derive Bernoulli's theorem or derive this theorem, that theorem. They simply ask, why is the wheel of the tractor, the rear wheel bigger than the front wheel? Such rudimentary questions, then you want to feel that, oh my god, have I understood mechanical engineering at all? Okay, so it basically boils down to very basic concepts, and therefore my endeavor would be not to use jargon, okay, and to explain it to you in simpler terms. So that is basically the purpose. So let's begin with the first thing, marketing and management. There are 2 words out here. So the person might throw this question at you, oh, you are specialized in marketing. Most of you would be specializing in marketing, okay, because every year I see that majority of the people, they take up marketing as a specialization. They will actually ask you these 2 concepts: what is marketing and what is management? Because marketing and management are the 2 things in that particular word. So would you be able to recall, or would you be able to express in simpler words? Most of us, when we are given a definition, what do? We think about, अरे कौन सा किताब पढ़ा है, कौन से सेमेस्टर में, वो particular phrase याद है क्या, कौन सा notes पढ़ा है, किसका notes पढ़ा है, वो page, वो particular paragraph, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll try to explain these 2 terms or understand these 2 terms from very simple way. Would anybody like to start the discussion? It is your discussion. It's not going to be a monologue, and monologues you all have had a lot. Okay, तो कौन explain कर सकते हैं कि marketing management क्या है? अगर आपको पूछा marketing क्या है, अगर आपको पूछा management क्या है, ये 2 terms को अपने words में explain कर सकते हैं क्या? Yes, the gentleman out here was meditating. Yes. बैठ के जवाब दो. You don't have to stand up.
So it can be defined as the.
Eat मतलब कौन सा?
So marketing management can be defined as the company, what it produces should satisfy the customer's needs and wants.
Okay.
And it should keep customer in the mind while producing.
So you are saying that something that is able to satisfy customers' needs and wants is marketing management. Okay. Sit. You have to also react to this thing. Yes, do you agree with what he has said?
No sir, exactly not. Because according to me, marketing is to pull the product, to express our product in front of customer. What is the product and how it will help them. When we produce a new product, it's according to customer. It depends on the customer that when there is a need, need in the customer's mind.
So basically, you are saying that the benefits to the customer has to be The customer has to be clear what are the benefits of the product and service. So how is it different from the other one? Your friend answered the question, the needs and wants of the customer has to be satisfied. And you are saying that the benefits, the customer should see the benefits in that particular product.
We should, one thing is that there is a need in the market, so we are producing a product. And another thing is that there is no need, but we have produced a product and we have to make them realize that there will be a need, or you can utilize that your life can be comfortable from this.
Very good. What's your name?
Mahavir.
Mahavir. And what's your name?
Ashish.
Ashish. Okay, sit. So it's a very good, interesting discussion. So suppose this answer were to be given by you. Okay, what would be the next question of the interviewer? If you are the interviewer, what question would you next ask him? Are you in the conversation? Are you totally in the conversation? What would be the next question Mahavir would be asked if he gives this answer? How many of you recall his answer?
How will you give benefits to your
Have I asked you? How many of you recall his answer? Listening skills. Yes. What? Give me the crux of his answer. उठने की जरूरत नहीं, you can sit and answer. No
So
issues.
he told that if there is a need in the market, so we are producing a product, and sometimes there is no need the product in the market, but we are producing the product.
Very good. Good summarization. So what would be the next question therefore? What would be the next question that the interviewer would ask? Yes. You can sit and answer. Don't. This getting up, sitting down would take a lot of time. We don't have much time.
how do you create need?
So something about need creation. So can a marketer create a need which is inherently not there? So basically in advertising also we study this concept. Can needs be created or are needs inherent or latent? Okay. So can somebody give an example of what you feel is a need that has been created by the marketer but which is technically not latent within the consumer? Did you understand my question? Can you give an example of some need? So this is how the interview conversation is going to go on. Because if he is arguing that a marketer can create needs, the next question is going to be, can you give an example of some product or some service that is not inherently needed by the customer but still has been created by the marketer? First of all, whether it is possible or not, and secondly, if so, justify. Yeah.
The recent selfie stick can be termed as a very good example of this.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. As the mobile technology advanced, people have become more self-obsessed and they are into taking their own pictures rather than picture of others. So marketers have encashed upon this and they have invented just a stick which could hold your mobile and that can take your pictures. Before that, people could hold it in their hand and it would have been done that way also.
Okay, so what is the need or want which is sought to be satisfied in this?
Pictures of ourselves.
You said customers are these days more self-obsessed.
Self-obsessed.
So self-obsession, isn't this a need which has been going on since Abraham's times?
It was, but they have rebranded it and they have encashed upon.
But the need and want is inherent or not inherent in a selfie stick? What is the need or want? So is a new need or a want being generated here? What? Yes or no? Are you agreeing with me or are you agreeing with him? Or are you agreeing with both? New want has been generated. But then my argument is that the self-obsession, that is narcissism or self-obsession or vanity जिसको बोलते हैं हम लोग, vain, these are all vain. Fair and lovely कितने लोग लगाते हैं? Fair and lovely, fair and handsome लड़के लोग कितने लोग लगाते हैं? लगाते हैं ना? So they are अभी धीरे-धीरे हाथ आएंगे बाकी भी. So issue is that the fairness cream for males or fairness creams in general, do they basically enhance the epidermis or whatever? It doesn't do that. It only basically makes you feel that you look better than you actually are. Okay? Or the skin color is lighter. So this need is it inherent or is it being generated? Does it matter whether it is inherent or generated? No. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I am only devil's advocate here. I am only trying to verbalize what the interviewer would verbalize with a very poker face. He would not basically reveal whether it's right answer or wrong answer. He would only engage you in a conversation. So the point of the matter out here is you should have thought about these things. चिंतन करना. You should basically think about a lot of things. So fairness creams. Have you ever thought about this entire advertising campaign where a very interesting educated girl is telling her parents that I would basically not like to marry this guy immediately. I would like to wait for a few years, okay, and then I'm going to marry him. So we feel as audience, we feel wow, women's empowerment. But then what is the next shot? What did they show? She's basically applying for a job and she's applying fairness cream before applying for that job, and she's getting that job. So basically, still it is basically getting housed in that philosophy that outward appearances are going to make you get the job. Inner beauty की बात कर रहे हैं आप, okay? And you want to enhance your this thing. So have you ever thought about these kind of campaigns? Do you think about these examples? And can you use these examples or your thinking while these things, advertisements are being aired in your answers? Okay? There is no right answer or wrong answer. This is social sciences. Social sciences is a dynamic concept, and what might be applicable 20 years back, 30 years back, the needs and wants of the consumers might not be needs and wants of the consumers. As you rightly said, selfie लेने का जो craze है, तो एक ज़माने में लोग मतलब गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया में जाते थे तो किसी को बोलते थे कि भाई साहब हमारा फोटो लेना, okay? So everybody together. These days मतलब they are taking selfies, but फोटो लेने का जो craze है, पहले एल्बम में रखते थे, अभी अपने सेलफोन में, स्मार्टफोन में इतने सारे फोटोग्राफ्स स्टोर करते हैं. बट कभी-कभी फोटो देखने का क्रेज होता है और हाँ कितना अच्छा दिखता था मैं, या मैं अभी कितना अच्छा दिखता हूँ. That particular craze, is it a new need that the marketer is basically trying to create? That is the issue. So the theoretical concept that emerges from this is, he can ask you, why is marketing needed in any organization? The first interview question that you could be asked is, marketing department की क्या ज़रूरत है किसी भी organization में? And it is a strategic marketing question. Strategic marketing अगर कोई किताब आप खोलते हो, next semester में आप पढ़ोगे, so strategic marketing में 4 चीजें marketing करता है जो किसी भी organization में जरूरी है. पहला चीज है, जैसे आपने बोला, need creation और want creation. Okay, so बहुत बार products are not, there might not be an immediate need for that particular product right away. Okay, like that famous example of a boss who had sent one of his executives to Africa. Okay, and then he had said the company was a shoe manufacturing company, and then he had reported saying that, sir, हमारा product का तो कोई वहाँ पे scope ही नहीं है, because वहाँ पे कोई भी जूता नहीं पहनता. So he was very disappointed. Okay, so that report was accepted. Then he sent another person to confirm, market survey करके, और फिर उसने बोला, sir, wonderful scope है, कोई भी वहाँ पे जूता नहीं पहनता है. Okay, so basically one of them is looking at the half glass full, one of them is looking at the half glass empty. So essentially, so that is where the marketer comes in. शू क्या होता है, शू से क्या बेनिफिट मिलते हैं, क्यों आपको शू पहनना चाहिए, तो the customer would probably say, अच्छा इससे ये बेनिफिट है, हमको तो इतने साल से हमारे एंसेस्टर्स लोग तो शू नहीं पहन रहे हैं लेकिन जिंदगी चल रही है ना. ऐसा ना, सेल्फी के बिना जिंदगी चल रही थी ना, फेस क्रीम, फेयरनेस क्रीम के बिना जिंदगी चल रही थी ना. कौन से हमारे बाप दादा ने they had a depressive life because they did not really apply face cream to them. And कौन से उनके next generations एकदम गोरे चिट्टे पहले हो गए. So neither this nor that has been harmed in a sense, but life still goes on. So ultimately, in the long run, as they say, we are all going to be dead. But in the short run, companies, sometimes your brief in the department might be, in the organization might be to create a need in the mind of the consumer. So that is called as want creation. Okay. So that is the first strategic importance of marketing. Want creation. Do you agree? You may not agree. I am not asking you. It's not a discourse by Ravi Shankar ji or somebody that जो बोल दिया वो बोल दिया. Okay? लेना है तो लो, नहीं तो जाओ. You can disagree. So you can say no. I don't think wants can be created. Advertising का एक और नाम है सपनों का सौदागर. Advertising dream merchants. Okay? They sell dreams. Akshay Kumar comes and says, घर में पड़ा है सोना तो फिर काहे को रोना. and you love Akshay Kumar in his movies. And Akshay Kumar is telling you that घर में पड़ा है सोना, तो अगर 17 लाख फीस देना है, तो पापा रख दो मुथूट फाइनेंस के पास. मुथूट फाइनेंस कल क्या करेगा नहीं करेगा, उसका क्या हिस्ट्री ज्योग्राफी है, अक्षय कुमार ने बोला है कि घर में पड़ा है सोना. तो फिर काय को रोना? तो रो मत. So basically they grab you by the jugular. Literally they grab you by the jugular and make you do things which you probably would not have a thought of. Okay, and so on and so forth. So it's a very, very powerful medium, and when you study advertising, when you look at the theory of advertising, it's a very, very powerful medium because audio and visual, basically they attack you from both sides. Even if you're a illiterate person, and if you're shown a very good visual ad, even if no language is being used, the message will be communicated to somebody who has not gone to school also. So, want creation. So that's why we are saying want creation. So if you have to justify to the interviewer why I think that marketing is able to create wants, it's possibly because of the tools available and the way the human mind can be, impression can be created. So if it's a very powerful speaker who is basically coming to your college and he's selling you a particular career option, civil services or banking or whatever, you in second year or third year you would be totally sold to that particular career. घर में आके बोलेंगे नहीं पापा मुझे तो ये बनना है. फिर of course 4-5 दिन के बाद और कुछ आएगा. So we are impressionable people, okay? But everybody probably has been influenced by certain, certain forces. So therefore, so many a times, if you recall, I don't remember the financial services product, while traveling towards camp, एक बड़ा billboard होता था कुछ साल पहले. वहाँ पे I think HSBC का. So that billboard used to say that, is your salary increasing over the last few years? Yes. But are your savings increasing? No. और फिर नीचे आता था, come to HSBC and we will show you how to invest your savings properly and grow them. So this might be so you might not have thought about it. Another ad, I saw a full page ad the other day of some travel company, Thomas Cook or somebody. Has your family been pestering you for a vacation and you've never been able to find time for it? So obviously the answer is yes. So here comes Thomas Cook and you can go to Singapore, Hong Kong, etc. and wonderful package this Diwali. Is the need already there for a vacation? Probably it is there, but somewhere in the business of life, while going through the business of life, that need has somewhere got suppressed possibly. So we are not saying that they are creating a new need. They are not telling you that, oh, do you want to be a mountaineer? Come, go to Everest. They are not telling you that. Or have you ever done scuba diving? Come, I will take you to Everest. So probably you will not take that kind of risk, but you definitely go in for those kind of products or services which were there, but which have somehow been hidden. And in that sense, we are talking about need creation. You cannot create a need for, you can't be your X and they can't make you Y or Z, a different person. But within that limitation, we can say that this is a strategic function of marketing department. And therefore, if you look at advertising gurus like David Ogilvy and others, they have basically talked about, there's always been this debate, can needs be created or are they inherent? Okay? And you don't have to give a black and white answer. You say that, sir, within the limitations of that particular person, give a couple of examples and say that I do believe that certain needs that are inherent but latent at this juncture, the advertiser can use a lot of tricks in the trade and he can ujagar kar sakte hain usko. Fair enough? So is that clear? What is the second need? Strategic need. Strategic need of marketing department in an organization. Yes. एक तो नीड क्रिएट करना और कहाँ मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस काम में आ सकता है आपके लिए एज अ कस्टमर. अगर आप सपोज मोबाइल फोन खरीदना चाहते हैं या टू व्हीलर खरीदना चाहते हैं, टू व्हीलर में अगर स्कूटर टाइप खरीदना चाहते हैं, तो एडवर्टाइजमेंट कहाँ आपको हेल्प करेगा? क्या आपको साइट पे जाके कंपैरेटिव माइलेज इतना क्या आप वो देखना चाहेंगे, क्या क्या चीज एडवर्टाइजर्स आपको हेल्प कर सकता है इन द बाइंग प्रोसेस? कंज्यूमर बाइंग बिहेवियर इज अ सब्जेक्ट दैट इज इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ मार्केटिंग। उसमें क्या एक नीड है जो मार्केटर सेटिस्फाई कर सकता है? अगेन ये मोनोलॉग हो जा रहा है, आपको बोल रहा है, लेट इट नॉट ड्रिफ्ट इनटू अ मोनोलॉग। यस,
So payment.
आगे फिर खड़ा हो रहे हैं आप, बैठ के मैं जवाब दूं।
So how the customer pays, they can help in that, like EMIs and installment payments.
Okay. So again, how would you put it at the strategic level? मतलब कस्टमर अगर सपोज इतना वेल्दी कस्टमर नहीं है तो आप उसको, so you are basically taking care of all the problems that he will face in the buying process, isn't that? So that is called as want development. आसान भाषा में it basically means that if you look at the AIDA model, attention, interest, desire, action, any buying process, okay, if it's a involved buying process for a shopping good or a electronics durable good or a consumer durable good, not a convenience good. So the consumer might have to be taken through the various steps of the buying process. He will not suddenly be, for example, if you are wanting to buy a smartphone, somebody just comes up with an ad, आज ऑफर है 50% का, आप जाके वो स्मार्टफोन खरीद लिया, ऐसा नहीं होगा। लेकिन तेल के लिए हो सकता है, आप मार्केट में गए, फॉर्च्यून का ऑफर चल रहा है 50% और किसी का नहीं चल रहा, आपने फॉर्च्यून उठा के आ गए, हो सकता है उसके साथ। So for many products and services, the marketer will have to take you through the various steps of the buying process. First, attention. Sir, can I take 2 minutes of your time? So he says, okay, tell me what. Attention मिला उसका. फिर interest. Sir, I am doing a one-day campaign. I have come from Indus Business School and I am doing a one-day campaign. I am selling this product to everybody at 50% off for learning experience. Would you like to take it? What is it? What is it? Interest आया. उसने बोला नहीं go. फिर क्या? Desire. Interest and desire एक साथ आया. Sir, I am going to give you for free because I have to basically go and attend my classes. I am doing distress selling. You can take it at 70% off, and you can take two more of these and just relieve me of my assignment. ले लो sir. नहीं मैं क्या करूँगा इसका? Sir, you can gift it to somebody. Sir, this is a dirt cheap price. ये पेन आपको मार्केट में 50 रुपए का मिलेगा, मैं आपको 5 रुपए में दे रहा हूँ. Okay, चलो ठीक है. So क्या हो गया? This is steps of selling. Attention, interest, desire, action. So one of the models of marketing basically says that an advertiser is supposed to take the consumer through all the steps that he goes through while he buys. So the print advertisement or the television advertisement is also supposed to take the person through the various steps. And when you talk about EMI, it falls under one of those steps where अगर मैं पे करना चाहता हूँ तो मेरे पास तो इतना पैसा नहीं है, वो भी आपको टेक केयर करना पड़ेगा. So मार्केटर का एक धर्म है कि वो वांट डेवलपमेंट. जिस तरह से कंज्यूमर का थिंकिंग डेवलप होता है, हर एक स्टेज में उसको कुछ ना कुछ करते रहना पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई एक प्रोडक्ट ले लो, कार. थिंक अबाउट नैनो वर्सेस डस्टर. ओके, अभी नैनो जो खरीद रहा है, द स्टेप्स ऑफ बाइंग फॉर हिम, प्राइस वुड बी द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. बट डस्टर जो खरीदने वाला है, उसके लिए प्राइस सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट नहीं रहेगा. सो प्रोबेबली समथिंग एल्स. माचो कार है, ओके, सीटिंग उतना ही है, 5 लोग ही बैठ सकते हैं उसमें भी. नैनो में भी ऐसा घुस के 5 लोग घुस सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा दुबले पतले हो तो. बट द इशू इज नॉट अबाउट कितने लोग जा सकते हैं उसमें. सो बेसिकली वांट डेवलपमेंट में वो कस्टमर जो नैनो का कस्टमर है और वो कस्टमर जो डस्टर का कस्टमर है, उसके स्टेप्स ऑफ अटेंशन, इंटरेस्ट, डिजायर, एक्शन, ये चारों चीज अलग होने वाले हैं. और मार्केटर को भी ये समझना पड़ेगा कि अगर मैं नैनो का सेलिंग कर रहा हूं तो मेरा AIDA मॉडल अलग होगा, और मैं अगर डस्टर का सेलिंग कर रहा हूं तो AIDA मॉडल अलग होगा. इसमें सेगमेंट आ जाता है, टारगेट आ जाता है, पोजीशनिंग आ जाता है, जो हम लोग थोड़ी देर बाद बात करेंगे. STP, सेगमेंटेशन, टारगेटिंग, पोजीशनिंग इसीलिए जरूरी है बिकॉज वांट डेवलपमेंट करने में आपको देखना पड़ेगा आपका कस्टमर कौन है, हु इज द what is the customer that I am basically engaging with. Okay, how do I target him? Because resources are limited always, and given a chance, I would want to target all my segments, like Hindustan Unilever does in the detergent segment. Nirma does not do that. Like Tata is trying to do in the automobile segment. But possibly other, Maruti has not been able to do that. Maruti doesn't produce trucks. Tata does. Right, from a small car to a truck. Tata is trying to occupy all the segments. Yes or no? So if resources are limited, then you need to also decide how am I going to target. So all of these things basically, so for that particular product which is in that segment, my want development is also going to be different. Okay? Third equality. You had a question? Somebody had a question and I thought you were raising, yeah.
In this want development, quality of a product and availability of a product also improves or it is different.
What do you think? His question is, in want development, does quality of a product, etc., will dependent or not? Suppose I am selling a 5 rupee pen as part of a marketing campaign, because suppose a marketing faculty in a college has given me a project और उसने बोला है कि सीखो कैसे पर्सनल सेलिंग करते हैं. वहाँ पे quality of the product, is quality of the product an important factor? You know as a seller that I am not selling my product because of quality of the product. If I am Micromax and I am a sales executive of Micromax, and if I am Apple and I am the sales executive of Apple, फर्क है कि नहीं? लेकिन मेरा भी टारगेट कंप्लीट करना है, उसका भी टारगेट कंप्लीट करना है. ओके? तो माइक्रोमैक्स का कस्टमर कौन है और माइक्रोमैक्स का प्रोडक्ट के हिसाब से मुझे वॉट डेवलपमेंट क्रिएट करना है. ओके? एप्पल का कौन है? So that is how it is. So yes, quality matters, but within that particular thing. So you will be given a product to sell. You will be given this particular chair to sell. Now you will say, no, IKEA produces better chair. Of course it does, but you are not working for IKEA. You are given this watch to sell. Now this is not a tag heuer watch that Shah Rukh Khan is selling, but you have to sell it. Customer is coming. Customer बोलता है कि हाँ शादी के लिए हाँ कौन सा खरीदे, मामा के बेटे को भी देना है, इसको भी देना है, चाचा को भी देना है, तो 10 घड़ी खरीदना है. तो आप उसको लेके जाएंगे, नीड्स एंड हिसाब आपको वहाँ पे लेके जाएंगे. सर ये देखिए, ये फास्ट ट्रैक का रेंज आया है, ये इसका रेंज आया है, काफी फंकी वॉचेस है, कितना एज ग्रुप का है सर का, तो ये बेबी रेंज का भी आ गया है घड़ी. तो आप उसके नीड्स एंड वांट्स के हिसाब से दिखाएंगे. हाँ ऑफ कोर्स इससे बेटर क्वालिटी होगा वॉच उसके दुकान में, लेकिन अगर वो कस्टमर सर्विस एग्जीक्यूटिव अगर उसको उसके हिसाब से अगर नहीं दिखाएगा तो वो बोलेगा कि ये बकवास सर्विस है, मैं तो ऑनलाइन ही खरीद सकता हूँ फिर तो. ओके? तो हाँ क्वालिटी मैटर करता है, बट विद इन दैट पर्टिकुलर कस्टमर के नीड्स एंड वांट्स के हिसाब से क्वालिटी मैटर करता है या नहीं मैटर करता है. ओके? सो द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ वैल्यू एंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द वैल्यू, बेसिकली वैल्यू इज एक्सपेक्टेशन एंड द एक्चुअल्स. ओके? एक्सपेक्टेशन के हिसाब से मैं क्या दे रहा हूं उसको. So that is basically going to determine whether he is satisfied or not, which is the third point basically, want satisfaction. If I have sold a particular product, the task of marketing does not end here. We are not fly-by-night operators. कि एक बार बेच दिया, अभी तुम्हारा हो गया. Just imagine had the college basically got your admission and then हाँ क्लास में कुछ भी करो चलेगा. ओके? इनफैक्ट जब तक आप प्लेस नहीं हो जाते तब तक एंगेजमेंट होना पड़ेगा कॉलेज का. चश्मे वाले ने चश्मा बेच दिया और फिर थोड़ा सा आपका लूज हो गया और आप नेक्स्ट दिन आए, नहीं बेच दिया, हम लोग कुछ नहीं कर सकते. अगर सपोज आपने ब्लेजर खरीदा स्मार्ट सा और फिर आप गए, वो बोला कि बटन लूज हो गया, गिर गया, बटन दूसरा बटन लगा के, तो नहीं हो गया काम. आपने सपोज एलजी का टीवी खरीदा लेकिन थोड़ा सा उसका साउंड में प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, आपने डीलर को फोन किया, बोला नहीं हमारा तो ये नहीं, आप एलजी के पास जाओ. These are all examples of companies having sold the product, got the money, but are not willing to engage with the customer. हो गया अभी. So basically they are engaging in transactional marketing. Transaction हो गया, अभी घर जाओ. So strategic मार्केटिंग में ये कहा जाता है कि मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट का ये धर्म है कि कस्टमर प्रोडक्ट खरीदने के बाद सेटिस्फाइड है कि नहीं है, इसका पूरा जिम्मेदारी मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट का है। मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट का काम प्रोडक्ट बेच के खत्म नहीं हो जाता है। दिस इज अ वेरी मॉडर्न व्यू ऑफ मार्केटिंग। लास्ट 10-15 साल में ये व्यू आया है कि हम लोग सीआरएम के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मार्केटिंग और कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट। रिलेशनशिप विद द कस्टमर हम लोग को मैनेज करना है। भले ही आज मैंने उसको केवल 1000 रुपए का घड़ी बेचा है, लेकिन कल को वो हमारे बारे में जाके खराब ना बोले बाहर, ताकि और 10,000 रुपए का घड़ी खरीदने वाले लोग ना आए हमारे यहाँ, ऐसा ना हो। बिकॉज वो भी इस शहर में रहने वाले, हम भी इस शहर में रहने वाले। अगर मैंने उसके साथ खराब बर्ताव किया तो वो 50 लोगों को बोलेगा यहां से घड़ी मत खरीदो। So therefore, what satisfaction is the third strategic importance of marketing? Okay? और एक और होता है perception basically. अगर सपोज आज मैं प्रोडक्ट नहीं खरीदना चाहता हूं, you see a lot of things in the TV. You are not buying it right now. Okay? Many products, for example, Cisca LED. और इरफान खान का एक ऐड आता है, तो उसका बेड साइड लैम्प खराब हो जाता है, तो उसकी बीवी बोलती है फिर ये लैम्प बंद हो गया, तो बीवी को बोलता है तुम्हें बदलना पड़ेगा। That's got a very double meaning. इरफान खान being इरफान खान, okay? तुम्हें बदलना पड़ेगा, मतलब for the audience it means that Irfan Khan is going to change his wife only. But it also means that you need to change as a customer. That means instead of going in for the Philips ka 40-watt bulb again and again and again, you need to change as a customer. You need to transform yourself, and you need to think about, okay, this particular bulb that I'm going to fit might cost 300 rupees, but it's going to last much more. Okay? And in the long run, it's going to be cost effective. He could have told that entire thing he could have told to his wife. But then as an audience बोले ऐसे थोड़ी बात करते हैं husband वाइफ. Okay? So the creative part of it. So ultimately कितने लोग सिस्का खरीदने वाले immediately जाके, लेकिन जब वो मार्केट में जाएंगे बल्ब खरीदने के लिए, उनको ब्रांड नेम सिस्का याद तो रहेगा ना, वही. So एक perception create करता है, ये भी एक मार्केटिंग का अहम काम है. अगर आप राइट नाउ मार्केट में उस पर्टिकुलर चीज खरीदने के लिए नहीं भी हो, फिर भी जब आप खरीदने वाले तब ब्रांड रिकॉल होना चाहिए उस प्रोडक्ट का. ये चौथा स्ट्रेटेजिक इंपॉर्टेंस है मार्केटिंग का. तो ये 4 रीजंस है एज टू व्हाई मार्केटिंग जरूरी है किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. इज दैट क्लियर? तो ये हो गया मार्केटिंग के बारे में. यस Yes, that comes under that. No? To create a perception, we need to basically create an image. Okay? वो इमेज आपने क्रिएट किया, अरे यार जब मेरे पास पैसे होंगे मैं डस्टर जरूर खरीदूंगा, जब मेरे पास पैसे होंगे मैं ज़ाइलो खरीदूंगा, जब मेरे पास पैसे होंगे मैं सफारी खरीदूंगा, जब मेरे पास पैसे होंगे मैं सुमो खरीदूंगा. ये नहीं सोचा है मैंने. जब मेरे पास पैसे होंगे मैं डस्टर जरूर खरीदूंगा. यार क्या कार है, मेरे पर्सनालिटी के साथ बिल्कुल सूट करता है. जब भी होगा पैसा, ये जो है वो आपने क्रिएट किया है. ये मार्केटिंग का एक बहुत बड़ी विजय है. Perception. You are creating a perception about that. Even if I am not, see, I don't constitute demand. Demand is defined as purchasing power backed up by willingness. Willingness backed up by purchasing power. I am willing to buy that, but I don't have purchasing power right now. I am willing to buy Cisca, but I don't have money right now, but I have stored it in my mind that it's a good brand. That is also a very important function of marketing. So marketing performs these 4 functions, strategic functions in an organization. So it's not a fraud. These are important things that marketing does. So you have to convince yourself that, well, I'm working in a department which is contributing to the organization in these ways. Is that clear? Okay. Are there any conceptual queries regarding this? This is a very basic aspect, and once this is clear, then we can talk about the second term out here. One is marketing, the other is management. Okay? Does anybody know the meaning of management? All of us are going to be managers. Okay? Yes.
Management is a
Planning, organizing, budgeting, controlling. Have you ever thought about these terms? Obviously, the answer is absolutely right. I don't deny. But the way the answer is coming, in the interview, if the answer comes like this, कि what's our 14th page में first line में ये definition, it looks as if I have never thought about these things. Can you honestly say to yourself that you have thought about these terms, these heavy terms, भारी भरकम terms, कभी सोचा है इनके बारे में? देखेंगे अभी discussion जैसे जैसे होता है. हाँ sir.
So management is getting the maximum output of a limited resource, out of a limited resource.
Very good. Good answer. So he says getting a maximum output of a limited resource. Suppose the next interview question is going to be what? Can you give an example? Examples with your answers is like, putting spice in your food or seasoning in your food. So if you don't use seasoning in your food, it's going to be bland. So you can't take such a long pregnant pause. ये नहीं चलेगा. इतना लंबा मतलब जब आप आंसर दे रहे थे तब एग्जाम्पल के साथ सोच के आंसर दे रहे थे, ये जरूरी है. ऐसे नहीं कि आपने ऐसा हवा में उड़ा दिया और आपके पास कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं है. तो जब आप पढ़ते हो या जब आप डेफिनेशंस फर्स्ट टाइम किया होगा तो आपको सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या ये मेरे जिंदगी के साथ या किसी के जिंदगी के साथ रेलेवेंस है क्या. अदरवाइज व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ रीडिंग नोट्स? So what is your definition?
So management is getting out of maximum utilization of minimum resources.
Again example.
So for example, we can take nano car. They made a car for a lower class family which wants to own a car, but they don't have sufficient money to own a car. So made a car which is very cost efficient and developed a new thing for the lower class segment. So using the minimum resources but giving the product to the market.
So that is management. So whose management are we talking about? Tata's management.
Yes.
Management skills. Okay. Planning, leading, staffing, organizing, controlling. So do you agree with that definition?
Yes.
Getting the maximum out of limited resources. So what was the limited resource with Tata?
So exactly what they did, that the screws and the things whatever are used in a car, they minimized it. So the cost which was going higher in a normal car reduced down, and the car was made a cost efficient car.
Okay. But then it was not such a roaring success as it was planned, right?
Sir, what the reason I think behind it was that they named it a Lakh Takiya car.
What's that?
Lakh Takiya car, in a 1 lakh rupees car. So it sound to the public that yes, ये तो लाख रुपए की कार है.
तो लाख रुपए तो बहुत होते हैं ना? For the lower class customer that you said.
Yes, sir. But sir, the middle class segment didn't purchase it. Which with the better marketing strategies would have made it much better in the market.
तो मैनेजमेंट में कोई गड़बड़ नहीं था, मार्केटिंग में गड़बड़ था, आप बोल रहे हैं.
Sir, some.
आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? कि मैनेजमेंट सही था, लेकिन मार्केटिंग सही नहीं
So
था.
management for the cost efficiency was right, but the management for the marketing was not proper.
So purchase कौन सा मैनेजमेंट अच्छा था?
Cost efficiency.
मार्केटिंग मैनेजमेंट अच्छा नहीं था. तो कौन सा मैनेजमेंट अच्छा था?
So cost efficiency. So production.
मार्केट मैनेजमेंट इज डिफाइंड एज प्लानिंग, तो प्लानिंग सही नहीं था उनका. डिफाइंड एज प्लानिंग, स्टाफिंग, लीडिंग, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग, कंट्रोलिंग, ये सब ठीक था, लेकिन प्लानिंग सही नहीं था. मतलब मैनेजमेंट सही नहीं था उनका. So it was a failure, right? Nano is a failure. So what are you saying? उनका मैनेजमेंट अच्छा था नहीं था? Confused. Every answer is going to confuse you. No matter what the person says, the interviewer says, before you open your mouth, you should have your thoughts clear. Okay? So yes, you are absolutely right. The definition is right, 100%. There is no disputing it. Kotler has given the definition. We are nobody to dispute it. But what do you understand by management? आपके language में, आपके खुद के जिंदगी से example दो. कि मुझे सर रोज कॉलेज आने में लेट होता था पहले, तो मैंने फिर एनालाइज किया उस चीज को, मैंने थोड़ा सा प्लान किया, रात को मैं खाना खाने जाता था एकदम लास्ट में, और फिर फ्रेंड्स के साथ बतियाता था 1-2 घंटे, फिर उसके बाद पता नहीं कहाँ पे टाइम निकल जाता था, कोई मूवी देख लिया 1 से 4 बजे तक, फिर 5 बजे तक पता नहीं कब सो जाता था मैं, और फिर ऑब्वियसली उठते उठते मुझे 9 बजते थे, और कॉलेज ऑलरेडी 9 बजे शुरू होता था, तो रोज मुझे डांट पड़ती थी। उसको मैनेज अगर मैंने किया, वो भी एक आप अच्छा मैनेजर हो। मैनेजमेंट नीड नॉट ऑलवेज बी इन द realm of marketing, it can be in the realm of purchase, it can be in the realm of anything. Management is management, so you should be able to give an example of whether I am a good manager or not. Give one example in your whole life, बहुत है, that you are a good manager, you will get selected. But people usually don't have a single example, because we think we are good managers but we are not, all of us. Laziness आ जाता है, वो जो 5 sins आ जाते हैं, sloth, jealousy, envy, this, that, all of these. ऐसा एक एग्जांपल आप लाइफ का दे सकते हो कोई भी कि आप अच्छे मैनेजर हो, कोई भी इस क्लास में, आपका वहीं पे सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा। एक एग्जांपल, प्लानिंग, क्या बोला आपने, फैंसी वर्ड्स, प्लानिंग, ये लो आप लिखो वहां पे बोर्ड पे, जाइए लिखिए क्या क्या है मैनेजमेंट, बिकॉज मार्केटिंग लेफ्ट साइड हो गया, मैनेजमेंट राइट साइड हो गया, मार्केटिंग मैनेजमेंट यही है ना। हाँ, प्लानिंग, organizing, leading, staffing, controlling. Okay, this is a better writer. I should allow her to be right instead of me. Okay, I am waiting. Yes, please. Please listen. Whoever is answering the question, please. कोई बात नहीं है, लिखते दो। हाँ।
I would like to give an example of mine as like time management.
Okay.
As an example of time management, after coming this college, when we had a schedule from 8 o'clock in the morning, so I was not getting time to jog and exercise. Then I started thinking about the time management, and I started getting up at the 6 o'clock.
आ जाइए आप, कोई बात नहीं, और ORG लिख दीजिए वहाँ पे, ORG, हाँ ठीक है। So
Then I started getting up at the 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I manage the time. Then what would be the duration of my exercise? Then the getting ready and for the.
So what are the challenges you face in implementing this? So let's see the problem here. The problem she has identified is that after the college started at 8 o'clock, I was not able to get time for exercise and physical fitness and all. So I had decided to get up earlier and then do it. So that is one big decision. Everybody does decisions. First of January, everybody